Frame?
This is Dylan is in frame. You got to wrangle this dude to actually fit in front of a camera.
Yeah, this is actually 3 different cameras at once. Just trying to.
We're just matrixing it, just the full 360 matrix camera.
That's pretty sick. That's what we're doing the other day.
Yeah, cool. Anyway, guys, welcome to another episode of JD Strength. Today we're talking about goal setting, and this is another thing that we feel super relevant right now. Got a lot of people getting back in the gym, rolling back into things and kind of figure out where they're at and where they want to go. And also there's a lot of people who are maybe getting into powerlifting just now or getting into strength training, getting in the gym now and trying to figure out really what they want to do with themselves. And this has been something that I feel like people mention kind of in passing, you got to have goals. It's like, yeah, cool. But nobody actually explains what sort of goals you could or should be having. And this is really important because this is the main architecture for what you're going to do with your time in the gym, what you're going to do with your body, where you're going to end up. It's really, really hard to have a journey that you want and you enjoy when you're not getting a map out and figuring out where you want to go. So this is our way of telling you how to build that map. So I'm primarily going to be talking about long-term goals just because this is where a lot of it starts. And it's a big reverse engineering feat when it comes to goals, in my opinion. And a lot of the important stuff is figuring out, okay, what do I want that goal way at the end? Where is my destination for this? And the big advice I give with this is just make it something crazy. Make it something that you really aren't sure if you're going to be able to do. And this is something that I kind of stuffed up with when I first got into lifting, because I set myself these goals that really, I was I know I can do that. That's super attainable, and that's all well and good, but it means that you get there and it's okay, what's my direction now?
Well, it's even you've probably heard the quote saying, if the dream isn't big enough, is it scary enough? Is it really worth chasing? You know?
Your dreams should scare you a little.
Yeah, and I'm sure you think of something that you really want to do is a bit daunting, am I actually going to do it?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel the same way, and who doesn't?
Absolutely, and that's what you should do. And my stuff up when I first got in the gym was, I was like, I want to be 75 kilos.
I want to be 100.
Those were our goals when we first started out. We're not kidding. I wanted to be 75 kilos because to me, I'm I was 62 kilos when I got in the gym.
That's a big increase.
Yeah, I was that's 13 kilos. And I'm looking at myself, 13 kilos of muscle, that's a heap of muscle. And you know what? That is a heap of muscle. But I was a twig. I went from good cry in the corner. I was so little. I didn't grasp yet. I didn't have this sort of guidance as to what I really should be looking at. So initially my goal was 75 kilos, then my goal was 90 kilos, then my goal was 100 kilos, then I kind of this is all coming
quickly,
easier than I thought it would.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where I just thought I had terrible genetics. I was there's no point setting this big lofty goal. I was if I total 700 one day, that's going to be awesome. That was the big thing when I first got to powerlifting, was a 700 total. Now I'm totaling 850 plus. And I'm
what's next?
Yeah, what's the next thing? And if I had kind of been more ambitious in my goal when I first started, I'd probably be a larger version of Joel standing before you today. And that's where we're coming with this. Maybe not that way, maybe sideways. But yeah, that was my thing. And now, and speaking to other people about where their goals are at, just go nuts with it. I can tell you right now that one of Dan Green's goals was to total 1,200 kilos. The guy's 5/6 of the way there, and it's already nuts. And that's the types of goals that people need to be setting. I want to total 1,000. For a guy who powerlifting didn't come naturally to, 1,000 kilo total, awesome.
I want to go 1,300.
Yeah, why not?
That seems absurd. It's 160 kilos more than the current world record. But you know what, if I fall short at 1,200,
oh no,
that's
it's terrible, man. I can't. How do you sleep at night? Yeah, God, but and once you've got that end point, then you can just work back from there, and that's the thing. And it's once you've got the end point, you go, okay, these are my milestones, and you want to make sure that from there moving forward, any goal that you set is heading at least roundabouts towards that end goal off in the distance. And that was something you want to talk about around short-term goals.
Yeah, short-term goals are necessary to reach long-term goals, which is obviously obvious.
Yeah, because it's going to suck if you're like, I'm only going to be successful once I total 1,300, and everything between here and there is like negligible. You get real tired real quick.
Like Joel was saying, when I first started, I didn't actually have a goal. My goal was to get in, be strong, and that was it. But, we've been talking about this quite a lot, and, I would like to get to 1,300 one day.
Yeah.
I mean, that's insane, and who knows, I could come close. But
I hope so.
On the way there, I got to hit these short-term goals to contribute to it. Yeah. I started off with an 800 kilo total, and then 900, and then just shy of 1,000, and then I smashed 1,000, and then
you bastard.
Yeah, and then 1,100, and you know what? I'm just getting started. But if I didn't have those little goals on the way, I probably wouldn't be where I am now.
Yeah,
it's always about bettering what you've just done, not by a lot, but by a bit.
Yeah,
and which will all accumulate to something bigger.
Yeah, and there's obviously that thing as well where you want to make sure that not all your goals are based on this one individual thing. Just because otherwise you just get tunnel vision, you're not having fun. And that's something that we definitely push. This is health is about having fun. But you want to make sure that even at least, as I kind of mentioned before, roundabouts you're getting towards that end goal.
It shouldn't be a straight line.
Yeah, as an example, I want to squat 600 pounds, high bar in just sleeves. And you know what? Is that a low bar back squat that's going to make me total $1,000 I want to? No, but is it going to help towards that? Absolutely. Yeah. So just be happy with setting goals that may not be directly on the path, but stuff that's heading you in the right direction. And if you do have some time where you're like, you know what, I want to train a little bit different, I want to do something a little bit different, just keep that end goal in mind and be like, okay, is this actually keeping me from that? And this is something I stuffed up real bad at one point. I spent a few years competing under 90 kilos, and it was the worst decision of my powerlifting career.
Holds you back?
Yeah, I just kept trying to total this arbitrary number I had in my head at under 90. And as soon as I went, this is dumb, why am I doing this to myself, and just let myself grow. I've competed once at under 100 and I'm straight to 110, and I feel so much better, and I am so much stronger than what I have been.
And then your next goal is to go to 125s and sit in there, whether it be light or heavy 125s, but ultimately in that next weight class, because you're going to be stronger.
Yeah, absolutely. And nobody entered powerlifting you know what, I want to be strong at this weight. So we just want to be strong.
But even with your short-term goals as well, they doesn't have to be lifting related.
Yeah.
I was saying to Joel before as well, even health or mental health, huge things. If you go into your comp day or into the gym or to whatever you're doing with a good mental attitude about it, how much better is that going to be? As simple and stupid as winning a game on your computer. Yeah. If you win, you'll be like, oh, sweet, I feel good. And then after the gym, you have a good session. But if you fucking do shit or you procrastinate about something else, it's not good. So even working on your mental health is a big deal in this sport.
Yeah.
Even especially physical health, that's obviously very important. Yeah. Being in one piece is key.
And it's one of those things as well, creating that mindset of achieving your goals. As you said, setting those goals in your everyday life. Yeah. And it can be with food. It can be with, you mentioned, saving up for a holiday. Being you know what, I want a goal I want to be is okay, I want to be able to have this much money at this time so I can go here and have a relaxing time and feel good.
And get refreshed.
Yeah, because you know what? There's going to be times where you may not be hitting home runs in the gym, and and if that's all you've got, if that's the only place you've got your goals, just stress is going to skyrocket. Your mental health's going to be terrible,
and then you won't want to go back.
Yeah,
because personally, I know dealing with injury, I'm sure you're the same as well. Yeah. If you had nothing outside of the gym, you'd be depressed and doing this all day. Yeah. But for example, if you enjoy TV series or movies or whatnot, you've got that as well. And then you do that for a certain amount of time, working in rehab, and then you're like, cool, I want to get back into it, smash it, get those little goals going again.
Yeah, and having those wins outside of the gym just keeps you motivated and keeps you happy. It's so easy within being in a sport to become so tunnel visioned. both Dylan and I, like, we have our goals outside of the gym around career, around family, around health, around food, around like just the things that we like to do. Like I've got stuff around study as well, but like achieving those goals feels good. And you want to set those goals and achieve those goals just to set up that winning mentality. Like having those wins on a regular basis makes it easier to have those wins in the gym.
And then all those little wins accumulate over time, whether it be a 10, 15, 20 year career, you're going to be that much closer to your main goal. And like I said before, if you set it so big, you fall a little bit short, that's a fucking good effort.
Yeah, and you're still going to be happy.
Yeah.
And one of the best pieces of advice I've ever been given around setting goals, and this is going to sound counterintuitive, be willing to fail. Be willing to fail, because you know what, you're not going to win every time. But if you set out and you're like, you know what, as Neil said, like I came close, that's better than the person who was like, nah, that's too big.
Yeah.
So that does us.
Yeah.
JD Strength, subscribe, comment, like, ask us about any video you want to see, and we'll see you soon. Enjoy, guys.